The asshole for removing the bedroom lock after my husband ignored a family emergency? Background about my husband: he stays up late at night and has to wake up early to go to work, so when he gets home at 5, he has to get his 2 hours nap so he could both make up for lack of sleep and also be ready to stay up late to play with his console. He values his sleep and has one rule in the house that he enforces strictly, which is to not be interrupted while sleeping. He literally put a sign on the bedroom door saying "Do not wake me up under any circumstances, just no, unless someone's hurt or dead though." In this case he said he still wouldn't be of much help anyway. The kids and I would sometimes wake him up but for serious reasons. He got mad and started locking the door. I get no access to the room for 2 hours, but that's not the main problem. This past Tuesdays, my 3-year-old son had hot oil spill on his hand while his 14-year-old sister was cooking. I heard him scream and saw that the oil was covering his hand and half of his arm. I brought the first aid kit but he was in so much pain and his skin looked really bad. I rushed to wake my husband up. I kept knocking but got no response, so I tried to open it but it was locked. I spent a while between knocking on the door and getting dressed after my daughter asked the neighbor to drive us to the hospital. I couldn't waste more time cause my son was crying. The neighbor took us to the hospital and I couldn't help feel livid the whole time. We got home and my husband was pacing around asking wherever we were and why I didn't answer his texts. I blew up on him after I showed him our son's injury and told him that I pounded on the door to wake him up but he said he had his earbuds on and didn't hear a thing. I called him reckless and neglectful for ignoring a family emergency. He said I could say the same thing about myself for leaving our son unsupervised and causing him to get a burn. I stopped arguing and went to remove the bedroom door lock. He started yelling at me saying I had no right. I refused to respond. I just walked off to calm down. He didn't stop complaining, calling me bossy and saying that by removing the lock I've destroyed his peace and quiet and caused him sleep deprivation. He's insisting I put it back but I refused. I could be wrong for what I've done but I was frustrated and mad. Question mark. Am I the asshole?